idea was to have a basketball game in the middle of the reunion needs to be fired immediately. Welcome to my channel. We're here. We break down reality TV shows with laughter and reenactments, all while giving it to you straight with no chaser. Because we don't just watch TV around here, we get into the things of the things. So sit back and relax. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hey y'all, it's Chloe and we're back with another video. Love is Blind Season 9, The Reunion. I mean, we didn't need all the theatrics. We really didn't. But since y'all wanted to give it to us, I guess this is what we got. Now, although they dragged this reunion out, we definitely had some things to get into. But before we do, if this is your first time here, sit back, relax, watch the video through. And if you like what you see, you like what you hear, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you watch any of my reviews for Love is Blind and you have yet to subscribe, I'm going to need you to go ahead and do it before we wrap the season up. Because you have used me and abused me this whole time, and I don't understand why you have yet to subscribe. So go ahead and subscribe. If you're one of my lovely members or subscribers, hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm doing well, I'm doing okay. I got a baby-free night, so I'm ready to get this review done so that I can go ahead and chill with my hubby. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. But now that that's out the way, let's go ahead and get into the things of the things. So the reunion opens up with this live performance from Mal Smith, and I'm sitting here like, did we need this? They had them coming out there with the wind blowing in their hair, walking down all slow. I'm sitting here like, is this the fashion show or is this Love is Blind? Because what was this? You know what? Nonetheless, shout out to Mal Smith. I'm here for all the black musicians getting their shine, so shine on, baby, shine on. Now, I will say that everyone looked nice, okay? Except for Antoine, because I don't know what he had going on. He looked like he definitely didn't want to be there, okay? Edmen, take that damn pic out your head. I cannot take it anymore. I mean, for goodness sake. But what did I expect? The man had the pic in his hair at his own wedding. So why did I expect him not to have one at the reunion? Let's be for real, Chloe. Let's be for real, okay? And Annie hair still looks a mess. Other than that, everybody looked fine, okay? So we start off with Vanessa talking about how at the bachelorette party, Megan started questioning her life and all the compromises she would have had to make and if she was really ready for that. So Vanessa turned to Jordan and was like, why do you think Megan broke up with you now? He was like, Megan right there. How about we just ask her? And I'm like, duh, Vanessa. We're not going to talk about Vanessa. We're not going to do it, okay? Outside of her and her jokes that were not landing, we're not going to talk about Vanessa. But nonetheless, Megan said that they had different lifestyles, okay? But part of her wish that she would have given Jordan a little bit more grace, but she has dated for potential in the past and she just couldn't see the full picture. And I don't blame her because Jordan is just a boring, simple man, okay? And it was very clear that she would have been unhappy with him. So then they asked Megan, how did she feel hearing Jordan say that he regretted introducing her to Luca? She said that her feelings were hurt, of course, but she gets it, okay? She said she knows that introducing Luca to her was a huge leap of faith, but she hopes that today he doesn't feel the same way, okay? He said that it was more about the process as a whole. That's what he regretted. He didn't regret so much introducing Luca to Megan because he thinks Megan's a wonderful person. No, Jordan, you absolutely meant what you said when you said it. You definitely did, okay? You was hurt. You was in your feelings, and I honestly believe that you do regret introducing Luca to Megan. It's okay. Just own it, okay? So they bring up the time where Megan had to break down thinking that she wouldn't be a good mother because Jordan tried to guilt her into thinking that she would never be able to do anything with her whole entire life. She would never be able to go anywhere. There's no way she's going to be able to hang out with her friends ever again if she has children. She's never going to be able to get on a plane ever again if she has children. So he guilt her into making her feel like she wouldn't be a good mother, right? Remember that? But nonetheless, she's told us that she is a mother. And she's a damn great mother at that, okay? She had a son 2.5 months ago. Now, hold on now, Megan, because 2.5 months ago sounds like you got pregnant pretty fast, right? So everybody's looking around in shock because, like, girl, you had a baby? You had a baby? KB said, oh, that's why you got thick. Yeah, she's a mamacita. So here's the timeline. So they wrapped up filming in April. She met Paul, the baby daddy who's in the audience with the bald head. She met Paul in July. They got pregnant 3 months into dating, and now they happy. I said, dang, Megan was moving fast, okay? When she said that she was ready to settle down, homegirl was ready to settle down. Now, word on the curb is, y'all didn't hear this from me, that she had that baby with that man, and now they broken up. And she with another man's child. Megan, what's going on, girl? What's going on? What's tea? Nonetheless, at this moment, her and Paul seem to be happy. And I'm happy for Megan because she wanted to be a mother and she realized that she was meant to be a mother. And I'm glad that she gets to experience that. She did say that motherhood has taught her to be very selfless. And let me tell you, being a mother is one of the most selfless jobs that you can do because you don't get rewarded for being a mom. You don't get rewarded for doing what you're supposed to do because that's your responsibility. And you just got to pray and hope that your kids don't grow up to hate you and put you in a nursing home. That's it, okay? She also said that she has more empathy for Jordan and him being a single dad. I just hate that Jordan made his whole personality being a dad. I really just hate how Jordan's whole personality is being a dad. Like, Jordan. At this point, we might as well just call him Luca's father. Now, Jordan said he wasn't shocked finding out that Megan had a baby because somebody out there was being messy. They DM'd him and let him know that Megan was pregnant. So he said he reached out to Megan and she was very transparent. She was very honest. And he appreciated that from her because if he would have found out at that reunion, it would have been very jarring for him. I really feel like Jordan did love Megan. You could just look at his face the whole time and you could just tell that he feels like that's supposed to be him. Like Paul is supposed to be him. And I really feel like he was still hurt a little bit. Although he seems to be, happy for her and happy for Paul and whatnot. Just looking at his face just screamed, it's supposed to be me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. So then we found out from Jordan that Megan started going on dates with Mike after filming because Mike wanted to tell Jordan man to man. That was Mike being shady. We've seen enough of Mike to know that he's messy like that. We already saw how Mike took the rejection. We saw all the jabs that he took at Jordan. So I'm not surprised that he wanted to tell him man to man. Yeah, that was him trying to get one up. That was him trying to get one up, nothing more and nothing less, okay? We also found out that she went on a date with Blake because he wanted to apologize for ghosting her face to face. I said, Megan said she leaving here with something, okay? She said, I'm leaving here with something, whether it's Jordan, Mike, or Blake, okay? I'm leaving here with something, but she ended up with Paul and the baby. Good for you, girl, good for you. So they cleared up the whole type 1 diabetes conversation because once again, Mike was trying to be messy and trying to be shady in the pods, and we had to let this grown-ass man know that there's a difference between type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes, and type 1 diabetes is genetic and it's not something you can cure. It's actually something you're born with. Mike, ooh, why am I getting riled up over Mike again? And he wasn't even there. But nonetheless, I can't stand that man. I just need to say it out loud. It makes me feel better. So we know that Megan, quote unquote, has her happily ever after. And Jordan is now dating, but he's not dating anyone serious because he don't want to bring nobody else around his child. And he's still drinking them nasty ass smoothies. We moving on. So now we have to bring out some special guests. Kacie, Kate, and Patrick. And I'm sitting here like, really? Did we? Okay. I guess. Let's do it, okay? So they asked Patrick how did he feel watching them taste back and learning that, Kacie wasn't actually attracted to him, and how she said she didn't think the attraction was ever going to get there. He said that it was cool, but it wasn't cool. You know what I mean? But at least now he knows the truth. And I'm sitting here like, I can't believe that it took you watching it to realize what was happening. Now, Kacie said it's not cool and it hurt her heart seeing it. You did it. Sis, what are you talking about? It hurt your heart seeing it. You did it. She was saying that all she wanted to do was protect him, and that's why she didn't tell him and this, that, and the other. But you didn't think that sitting in front of that camera and telling producers that you wasn't attracted to him and you didn't think the attraction was going to get there, was going to get out? When they had the camera in your face and you said what you said, you didn't think that that was going to get out. Be effing for real, Kacie. That's why nobody believes. Talking about, I don't know why everyone's having a hard time believing me. Because we saw the show that you put on when you left that man. You was all hugging up on him, jumping in his arms, kissing him, and doing all of this, and the other, just to turn around in front of the cameras and say you're not attracted to him and you think you'll never get there. Be effing for real. And you having a hard time trying to understand how we don't believe you? Okay, great. Now, Jordan's sitting there making all the faces that I was making at home because, girl, stop lying. Stop lying. They like, Jordan, you got something to say? Jordan said, I ain't got nothing to say. I'm just sitting here listening. I'm just listening. Exactly. I was living for all Jordan facial expressions. I really was, okay? So then it got brought up how Kacie wasn't giving the ring back. And Allie said she didn't even think it was anyone's ring to claim anyway because Netflix gave them the ring. And I said, Allie, mind your business. Mind your business. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Nonetheless, Katie said Patrick said that she could keep it. And he said that's because I thought we was going back to Denver and we was going to try. And she said, I did too. Lies and lies and lies, more lies. Kacie lied this whole damn reunion. So Patrick said, you didn't even try. She talking about she had texted him and he wanted to immediately get in contact with her. He wanted to immediately talk to her. He wanted to immediately see her, and she just wasn't ready for that yet. So a few days went by, and then he texted her and was like, I decided that I don't want to try anymore and I want the ring back. I mean, sounds about right to me. You knew you didn't want to try. You knew the attraction wasn't going to get there. You had no intentions on dating him after that, and you still trying to convince the audience that you was going to give it a try. You're still trying to convince Patrick that you was going to give it a try when all the signs point to not trying. Girl, bye. Then we found out that Patrick texted her and said, you know what? We don't even need to see each other. Just call me. And that still was too much for her. Still too much for her. Now she's trying to make up reasons for why she's behaved the way she behaved. Talk about something. We were out, and he said to me, what's up, ex-wifey? Like that was the time or the place. Girl, shut the hell up. Shut up. Kacie pissed me off because, girl, what? What? He said, what's up, ex-wifey? And you tried to make that a big deal? Girl, bye, okay? So now Patrick is trying to tell her, like, this is your time to get up here and just apologize. Just apologize, okay? Just apologize for how you handle everything. She sat there with a cold face. Homegirl wasn't budging. She had nothing to say. Okay? He said, it's not for me. The apology's not for me. It's for everyone else because they've been dragging you. They've been tearing your ass up on the internet. She said, but you saying that, but you was the one putting up TikToks talking about how I was the side chick. I said, well, okay, well, nah, Patrick, now that, because Patrick is full of ish too. And I'm not going to let you slide Patrick either, because you sat there and was still trying to get back with Annie once everything was over with you and Kacie. So please stop acting like Annie wasn't your number one choice and Kacie wasn't your second choice. She was, okay? You even told Annie that. You told Annie that if she would have stayed, it would have been y'all. So it is definitely given she was the side chick. Point blank, period. But nonetheless, she feels like he fed into the bullying, so he can't care that much. And here's my thing. Patrick, you wanted the apology for you. You wanted her to apologize for the way she handled you. And that's perfectly fine. But you don't have to push that on us because we don't want her apology. We don't care about her apology. And it's not going to make us think any different of her. So she finally says she's sorry and she gives him the ring back. And Nick was like, I mean, are we supposed to give it back to the producers or something like that? And they like, no, it's your ring. You could do whatever it is that you want to do with it. But the thing was, Kacie was like, should I throw it? See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. This is why they tearing your ass up on the internet now. Nonetheless, he said that he accepted her apology. And then out of nowhere, they introduced Chris Paul. For what? Now we playing love and basketball. We playing for the love of the ring. Because whoever won gets to take the ring. We got a live performance. We got a live basketball game. Like, I don't know who structured this, but baby, do better. Do better. It was so unnecessary. Like, y'all must have didn't have no content because y'all really was in here putting in fillers. Because ain't no way in the world we should have watched them do like 3 rounds of shooting that ball into the daggone hoop with Chris Paul standing right there, and then he got to take a shot too. And then y'all made Kacie give Patrick the ring back just for Patrick to have to give the ring back to her. Oh, my bad. He said she'll get it when they get to Denver. He not giving that girl that ring back at all. Point blank, period. And I don't blame him. What he need to do is take that ring and pound it in for his troubles and the embarrassment that she put him through. But you know what, Patrick? It's all because you don't love yourself. I hope that you have done some work and you went to therapy when you see how much you don't love yourself and start loving yourself some more so you don't end up with people like Katie in your life. So now we found out that apparently Kacie has been dating someone on the cast, okay? But she's sitting there talking about something she don't know how to answer. She don't know who it is. Girl, you know exactly who it is. And you want to know who it was? Joe. But they stopped dating, and they said that it kind of just like fizzled out. They were dating for like a month and a half or so, okay? Now, Madison said that she knew that they was dating, and she also feels like their connection affected her engagement, okay? She said the night of the wedding dress shopping, they was at the bar, whatever, and Kacie had her paws all over Joe. And then Joe even told Madison how Kacie was giving him the googly eyes. And then the very next day, they broke up. So she feels like Kacie had something to do with it. I'm just going to tell you right now, Madison, Kacie had nothing to do with it. That man was going to break up with you regardless. He was never going to marry you, okay? He was not attracted to you. It was very clear. It was very obvious when he got mad at you for not being nervous about marrying him, okay? That man was so unsure about you that it bothered his soul that you were so sure about him, okay? Nonetheless, Kacie talked about something she don't remember if she was putting her hands on his chest. I bet you don't. I bet you don't. Why would you remember that? You wouldn't, right? Right. Joe said that that's not the reason. And we agree, okay? Because Joe definitely left that tux fitting before y'all even got to the bar. And that's another thing that Madison was upset about, because why did you have me up in the freaking bar with your friends expressing how much I love you and I can't wait to get married to you and all the things and you done walked out of a tux fitting and everybody know except for me, and then you're sitting there with Kacie and her paws all over you, and then the next day I get broken up with. She felt blindsided, as she should, because Joe played in her entire face. And you want to know why Joe said he did that? Joe said he did that because he just wanted to have a good time, okay? And he wouldn't want to think about the fact that he was going to break up with her later. Joe, go to hell. Go to hell. And Madison is still in her feelings because Mike had a pool party and Kacie called them Eskimo sisters. And then Kacie spent most of the night complaining to Madison about how Joe treated her when they was dating. And Madison sitting there like, you got the audacity to be sitting here talking to me about my ex-fiance. Like, bitch, I'm hurt too. He played me too. Not only that, Kacie was in a corner crying all night over Joe because Joe done brought his new girlfriend there. Joe, you a piece of shit. Yeah, very much so. They trying to figure out the timeline. He's like, no. See, what had happened was you was playing in everybody's face, and I feel like you still doing that. I feel sorry for your girlfriend because I'm pretty sure you probably cheating on her. You got Kacie sitting there complaining to your ex-fiance and crying in the corner while your ex-fiance mad, she mad, and your new girlfriend there that's not your girlfriend, but somehow it's your girlfriend. And the whole time while he had a girlfriend, he still went out on another date with Madison, okay? And during that date with Madison, he said that they ended up arguing like they always do. And Madison said, you was a bold-faced lie because we actually went back to the car and we were making out. And he was like, oh, yeah, we were making out. Oh, I bet you your girlfriend mad now. I bet you your girlfriend is mad now because that wasn't supposed to get out, was it? He's like, well, I mean, obviously there was so much chemistry there. We had physical chemistry. Like everyone always said that we just like to fight and fuck. Remember everyone saying we like to fight and fuck? So that's pretty much what it was. He tells her that he was physically attracted to her. You were physically attracted to her enough to F her, but not to marry her. Let's be for real. And Madison, you look good, girl. You look good. Now, moving on to Kate and Nick. Nick apologized to Kate because he felt like they had closure, okay? But once he watched it back, he realized that he did not take accountability for how he broke up with her in the daggone pause, okay? She said she just feels like the apology is not genuine because he only waits until the cameras are on or when they're about to film to apologize. So she feels like it's very much so calculated. He said it's not that it's calculated. I just thought we had closure and I didn't realize until I watched it back. So now I'm here to take accountability. Now, I do agree with Katie when she said that he definitely wanted some camera time and he was telling everybody in the pods the same exact thing because that's exactly what Nick was doing. I've been calling Nick fake from the very beginning. That man said the same exact thing to Kate and Annie, back to back. Talking about how he gonna fight for them, how he really loved them, and all the things of the things. He said that he's not denying the love bombing because he's just never been in a position where he actually had two strong connections like that. He didn't know how to handle it. So you mean to tell me, Nick, that telling two women at the same time that you love them and you gonna fight for them is something you had to go through to know that that's not the right thing to do? Be effing for real. Nick knew exactly what he was doing. He was trying to make it on a big screen no matter what, okay? Whether it was going to be with Annie or Kate, one of them girls was going to pick him and he was coming to the big screen no matter what. That's what his plan was. Now, what I will say is that Nick knew that they were going to try to eat his ass up, and he came in there prepared, okay? He said all the right things at the right time, so much so that any dumbass is still falling for it, talking about something. I really do feel like what he's saying is genuine. I really do, and I'm like, girl, that's why you got played. Girl, that's why you got played. So Vanessa turned to Annie like, yeah, since you bringing up, you feel like he genuine, let's talk about why when he was breaking up with you, you just didn't want to let him go. She said that she was chasing the feelings that they had in the pods because she really, really loved him. Oh, girl, we knew how much you loved him. You loved him so much that you felt like he couldn't love you as much as you loved him. We know, okay? And I'm saying here, like, Annie, you watched this back and you didn't have any shame? Apparently, she didn't have any shame, y'all. Apparently, she didn't. She said that watching it back, she just realized that this wasn't the marriage for her. I guess, girl, better now than later because you was definitely fighting for that man not to leave you. Now, she said that a lot of people felt like she should have picked Breeden, but she felt like she shouldn't have. She made the right decision. Girl, you made the wrong decision. You did not get married. The man left you. He played in your face. He played you in another woman at the same time. And you still feel like you made the right choice? Okay. I can't argue with you. I can't if that's how you feel, okay? Now we talk about how Joe said he didn't like Nick. And we know Joe didn't like Nick. I mean, from what I understood, a lot of people didn't like Nick. Okay, because everybody thought he was fake, and he was. But nonetheless, him and Joe made up. Joe said that he just felt some type of way because Breeden was his friend, and he really felt like he should have been there. So, you know, it was hard for him. Nick said he understood because Joe had a lot going on. Child, I just can't. I can't with this cast. Hysterical. That's what this was. This was comedic relief for me. Now, Kate's single now, right? But she briefly dated Breeden. But we find out that Katie also had her paws all over him. I said, Katie, why you got your hand on all the men? Girl, you get around, don't you? I mean, hey, it's your life, live it, date, do what you gotta do. But be effing for real, girl. We not in the pods anymore. And the thing is, she's doing it with people who's dating other people. That's the part that's really messed up. Then she's sitting in Lion's house. And that's not true. That's not true because Patrick was there. Patrick said, what? I wasn't there. And you want us to believe that you're not a liar. Girl, you have done nothing but lie since you got up here. Nonetheless, we move on to Aaliyah and Antoine. Now, Nick asked Antoine how did he feel watching his friend's girlfriend talk about him in the bathroom. He said that was some nasty work, okay? Because he only met that girl one other time before this, and he thought it was crazy for her to say all those things in the bathroom when they were sitting at that table, and she could have brought it up right then and there, and she didn't. He said it was obvious that she just wanted her 15 minutes of fame. I said, child, it wasn't even 15 minutes. But nonetheless, he said that he did go to the strip club a few times before, but that was in the past, and it was nothing wrong with that, at least not for him. Now Allie said she never brought up the conversation that she had with the girl in the bathroom to Antoine. And I'm sitting here like, no, because I vividly remember, because I wrote it down, when she said that she spoke to Antoine about it, and Antoine said that he did go to the strip clubs, but it was like a year or so ago. I remember that conversation. So who y'all playing with? Because even Nick was like, if it was so important to you, why wouldn't you bring it up? She's like, I just can't remember. You definitely spoke to him about it, and he said that he went to the strip clubs a year ago. I remember writing that down in my notes and saying it in my review. How do y'all not remember anything? But since we're going to act like we didn't have this conversation, Antoine says that he wished that she would have brought it up to him. Because how did you come back to the table and tell me you got to talk to me about something and I'm in a doghouse and this, that, and the other, and then you never bring nothing up? She said, to be honest, it's hard to talk to you in general. You never want to have conversations. It's like you one person on camera and another person off camera. And he was like, what? What are you talking about? He felt like they had more conversations off camera than they did on camera. She was like, no, it's the total opposite for me. Here's the thing. He said when he comes home, he's working all night long. He just want to eat something, maybe drink a beer, and go to sleep. I'm not mad at it. But hear me out. Y'all both knew y'all schedules before y'all picked each other in the damn pods, okay? I don't understand how people get into relationships with people and then all of a sudden no longer want to talk to them. So much so that Allie said he didn't even greet her when he would come home. What you're not about to do is just walk up in the house and act like I'm not here. Like, be effing for real. These two was never going to work anyway, so why even waste our time? But y'all want to know what the gag is? The gag is that Allie knew she wasn't going to marry Antoine from when they was out there on their little vacation, and she saw him in his flip-flops. So you dragged that man through all of that, and you knew it was the flip-flops for you? Baby, whatever. Whatever. Nonetheless, Antoine got a girlfriend. Antoine got a girlfriend, and she want to keep her dating life personal as if we really care. Moving on. So now we get to KB and Edmen, right? So Vanessa asked KB to explain what she meant when she said that Edmen is a different person on camera and off camera. So now she got to pull out her notes from her bra because she don't want to miss nothing, okay? She said she got bad memory and she want to make sure, I guess, she get all her points across, right? So she said that they had a really strong bond and she wanted to remind us that she couldn't see Edmen, okay? The whole time Edmen was over there falling over the couch and doing this and doing that and all the facial expressions, that she couldn't see all of that. Only thing that she got to hear was his voice and his expressions, okay? She said in the pods, it did not bother her that he was crying, okay? What bothered her is when they got outside the pods and that man would cry at the very wrong moments, okay? She felt like it was manipulative. Every time they would get into an argument, instead of him taking accountability, he would just drop down to his knees like, KB, I love you, I love you, I love you, I'm sorry, and start crying. And she felt like that was manipulation. By definition of what she is saying, it sounds like manipulation to me. But I told y'all that Edmen was manipulative when he tried that itch in the bed, when he talking about something, so you gonna have sex with those men and you didn't even know them, and I'm giving you my all. That's when I knew that he was manipulative. Then she said that one day he decided that he was done crying, and then he turned into an asshole. And at that point, she was like, you know what? I'd rather you be a crier than an asshole, because he became very dismissive. She said when the cameras was off, she would go to him and she would try to have conversations, be vulnerable with him. Even one time she told him, I don't feel like myself. And he got up and was like, I don't understand, and walked away. Edmen said he don't want to be manipulative. That's just him speaking from his heart, okay? He said that's why he became afraid of opening up and being vulnerable, because when he would do that, she would think that he's being manipulative, and that was never his intentions. And I will say this. I think that Edmen knew what he was doing, but because she caught on to it, he had to switch it up. Okay, I don't think he was lying about loving her and wanting to be with her. He was scared that she was going to leave him, and that was his way of trying to get her to stay. That's honestly what I think it was. Is it right? No. But we know that he has abandonment issues, and I think by him pleading his love was him trying to stop her from leaving. Not from being mad, not from feeling how she's feeling, but just from her leaving him, okay? Now, KB said because of the way that he would act off camera, it made her look like the angry black woman on camera. And I'm like, you don't have to be the angry black woman. If you are angry, express why you are angry. But just to be standing around, walking around with an attitude, we don't know what's going on, so you just look like you upset for no reason, or you snapping for no reason. And you have to take responsibility for your own actions, KB. You can't blame him for how you showed up for yourself on camera. You cursed that man out. You called him out of his name. You did that. He didn't make you do anything. Take some accountability. You talk about how you want Edmen to take some, you take some too. But she does apologize to Edmen, and she tells him that he did not deserve that. And that's not love. And if anyone talks to him like that, then he shouldn't accept it. Yeah. So he shouldn't have accepted you, right? She said that she wanted to see this process all the way through. She woke up every day and she was going to try with him until the decision day. And that's the day she decided that she didn't want to try anymore. I just feel like when Edmen said that, you know, KB was a great woman and he would have never been with someone like her if it wasn't for this process, it really hurt my feelings a little bit, because I felt bad. I felt bad that he feels like he's not going to be able to find the perfect woman for him because of the challenges that he faced. Trust me. We watch Love on the Spectrum. There's somebody out there for everyone, Edmen. Okay? Don't give up, but you definitely need to get some therapy. You need to work on regulating your emotions, and you need to heal. Very much heal. So KB and Edmen hug it out. I wish everybody the best, okay? Only thing I learned from this is that everybody was still messing with everybody outside of their engagements. That's the only thing I learned from this, okay? So it's Joy's birthday, and Blake brings out the ice cream from Joy. And I said, y'all might as well have Blake out here. But nonetheless, that was the reunion, y'all. That was the reunion. I mean, it was decent. I feel like it definitely dragged out longer than it needed to be. And I think that's why they added in some filler stuff, because it really wasn't much to give. But anyway, y'all, I really hope that y'all enjoyed this review. Thank you so much for joining me this season of Love is Blind. I had a ball with y'all. We had a lot of fun. So with all that being said, make sure you get in the comments. Let me know what you think about everything that happened as a whole this season. Don't forget to like the video, hype the video up, subscribe to the channel, okay? We are reviewing Married at First Sight right now. We jumping into Ready to Love. And I feel like it's another, I'm doing the Braxtons as well. And I might be adding in Traders when that comes back. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel because we have content. We have content over here, okay? With all that being said, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.